Good morning, everyone. It's Amy Bolton here with Live Healthy, Be Happy, and I'm excited to join you today to talk about support systems and building a village or building a community. This is so important as a new mom, as a mom who is just getting started. I know it was a tremendous help in my life, and to this day it's a tremendous help. So yesterday we had my daughter's third birthday, so she's 3 now, my youngest daughter, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, it's been 3 years since I had my last baby. And yeah, so we had her birthday party, and I worked in the morning, and then I had it in the after school hours, so I had a few hours to prep for it. And yeah, it was interesting, the process that I went through, because in my own mind, my biggest support system has always been my immediate family, so my sister. And my sister has since moved away, so she's been moved away from the community for like a year and a half now. So that was a big thing I had to think about. Okay, so like, you know, she's been here to help with the girls for many years, and so I'm like, okay, so how am I going to do this, right? And so I had to reach out to other people in my support system, and I've been working on this for years, because I'll go back, say like 6-7 years ago, right? So 6-7 years ago, I remember having this moment and being asked, so what's your support system look like? Who's your support system? And I broke down in tears, crying. So this was right after I had my first daughter, and I had no clue of I couldn't mention one person as a part of my support system, which is really shocking to me now, but at that point it was devastating. It was like so difficult to be asked that question. So if that's where you are right now, it's okay, and it does get better. But I just want you to know that it does get better, and I'll give you some tips and things that you can think about doing. But so I was in that place, and gradually I've been really working. That was a big pivotal moment in my life, to be continuously thinking and scanning and being aware of who is my support system, who are the people around me that I can rely on when I need that extra support, right? So yeah, my sister has since moved away, but yet I can call her, right? So I did talk to her on the phone yesterday for a little bit, and it was so nice to just have that person to talk to debrief, to talk about things. I also called on another good friend to come over to help with preparations, and that was great. And a few other places, there's a few volunteer things that I do. So I've started delegating other tasks that I do to other people, so it's taken less burden on me, so I don't have all these other things to work on, right? And I've been working on also a few things, and it's taking time. My daughter's 3 years old, right? And now I'm considering getting people in place to help with cleaning my home and different things like that, right? So I'm really thinking, okay, what else can I get in place? What else can I set up so that it's going to help support me be the best that I can be, right? So there's all different parts of this support system, and supporting you to be the best that you are, right? So it looks different. It's going to look different for everybody. So yesterday was a good example, and I really had to reach out. And yeah, it wasn't just simple, and it wasn't just easy. And there was a few emotions involved, and it's getting easier as I go. But this is something that I've been working on for years, right? Many years. So I just want to encourage you to really look at your support systems and what they look like. And maybe they're not even existent right now. Maybe you feel completely alone and isolated like I did when I first started it out. So, as a new mom, and that's quite common, I think. So, one thing is to think about family members. So the first place you can think about is maybe there's some family members close, even if, like I say, like my sister's not very close, but I can pick up a phone and somebody, the important thing is reaching out to somebody who you know is going to be understanding, right? And the other thing to understand is that you do not have to be feeling good. You do not have to be pretending that you're okay, pretending that everything's okay. It's somebody that's, you know, is going to be understanding. And that's a good place to start, right? And that's important. And that will be helpful. And try not to call those people that you think are going to be judgmental, of course, because that's not going to be very helpful. But yeah, thinking about that and thinking about people you can contact. Maybe there's other people that kind of fit that criteria, right? And just reaching out, a simple phone call can make the world of a difference. And taking small steps, right? So starting with one phone call, right? That's not very overwhelming, thinking of a phone call. Well, it might be, but I remember also being in that position of like, especially nowadays, we kind of text or message everybody. Sometimes picking up the phone can feel really overwhelming, but it's one simple step. So deciding who that person is and then making the time to make that phone call. Just a short phone call, right? And it can lead into inviting somebody out for coffee or dinner, or maybe not dinner, but going for lunch, right? Just going out for lunch can be a big thing. Taking time to think about what you used to do for fun. So what were those things that you used to do before you had your baby? And maybe those are some things you can reach out to people to be doing, or maybe you can just go out and do those things, depending on your life and circumstances. Those may be some options. There's lots of different resources in different communities that you can think about using and utilizing. So Mums and Tots groups, there's library story hours, there's all kinds of Mums and Tots groups and parenting groups and things like that. And I know that was a tremendous, tremendous help in my postpartum journey, was just getting out and reaching out to other women and connecting with them on a regular basis. And like literally it felt like I had to like pry myself out the door and force myself to go. Only because I knew that was what was going to help me, right? And otherwise I didn't want to do it. I didn't, it wasn't something that I was eager to do. I had the motivation to do. I had to literally force myself to do that, right? So that may be where you are. The other thing that's huge and a huge resource that is closing this week is my postpartum support circle. That is a great way to reach out from the comfort of your own home, to reach out with other women, tell your story, hear other women's stories, and start talking about building a support system. It's a perfect first step if you're feeling that it's hard to get off the couch, it's hard to just get out the door. It's overwhelming to even think of calling someone. So you can reach out to us, you can talk to us, you can apply, just put an application out there, even if you're not sure if you're gonna, join the group or not. Just put an application out there, and I'll reach out to you and see if it's the right fit and see if it works for you. And that's a great first step, because like I say, you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to call anybody you don't want to be calling. And it could be a great first step, and we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff. So slowly you can build up that support system as you go. Some other places are thinking about sports that you might be interested in, maybe looking at some night school opportunities, some night classes that might be of interest to you. And those are great opportunities to reach out to other people and finding different like-minded people around you that you may connect with, right? So just some ideas that way. And some things to be aware of, that yes, making friends, it takes time and it takes effort, and it's not just going to happen overnight. It's not going to be just this magic wand that's going to happen. It's going to take time and effort. And they will not necessarily, friendships don't form just quickly and simply. but it will take time, right? Sometimes when the other person maybe doesn't reciprocate or doesn't connect with you right away, there may be feelings of isolation, rejection, that sort of stuff. So just be aware of that this is quite common, and those types of things will come up. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have friends again. You will come in contact with friends, and it will happen. The other thing that lots of women experience is the loss of our old friends, right? Like the old connections that we used to have before having children. That's huge, right? So that sense of like, I'm a different person, right? There's so many things right there that we have to grieve through, and it can be hard. New friends will come, and like I say, it takes time. Being a mother doesn't mean that you have to be lonely for the rest of your life. It may mean your friends are going to be a little bit different, right? So it's going to take some time to develop that new connection, that new system that you're going to have in place to help support you. And it's so important to have a solid support system. So important. And like I say, like I can vouch that's it's been huge in my life. Huge. That's been one of the big pillars that's been part of my healing, and that continues to this day to be huge in my life, to continue to have self-care, to continue to do the things that I need to do to be healthy, right? So that's a big thing. I wanted to read one of the quotes that one of the moms had said about being a part of a support circle is, I felt less social isolation as the group encouraged me to set up other support systems for myself, right? So that's the whole thing, is feeling less isolation, feeling connection, feeling, that support, right, around us from everybody. So that's huge. And like I say, if you're not there yet, that's okay. Baby steps, little small steps, and we can work towards that. And that's one thing, that's a big thing that I work on with my one-on-one clients, and that's a big topic that we will be talking in the support circle. And just the support circle alone, it's going to be a community of women already there. So you're going to be encompassed right off the bat with women who are supporting you and encouraging you. And that's the amazing part of it, is it's the community of women that are together, right? And then you can build out and start branching out and reaching out to things that feel good for you and feel comfortable for you, right? And have that encouragement behind you, right? Have those women supporting you while you're branching out and building that support system for yourself. So that's just such a beautiful thing. So I'll leave it at that with you, and we will drop the link in the comments for the postpartum support circle so you can apply. And I encourage everybody, just fill out the application form anyways. Even if you're not sure if you're going to be applying, just fill it out, because you never know. It might be that something comes up and it works out for you, or whatever, right? It may be helpful just to go through the support system, through the application form, just in your own mind, to see kind of where you're at in your life too, right? Okay, thank you, ladies. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.